1, 2. Let's fix my little picture here. See what we got going. Yeah, baby. We are back and we are live. Checking 1, 2, 1, 2. Good morning, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. So right now, let's get us going and let's direct us to my good old peoples in the Discord, because I know I told you guys that I was gonna go live yesterday, but it turns out that I got hurt at work. I got hurt at work, and I was not a happy camper, right? So um, whatever it is, what it is. What are you gonna do, right? Roll with the punches, but I was not able to go live because I ended up getting injured at work. But I'm back now. I think I told you guys um, that I was gonna go live, and here I am. I guess whatever's gonna happen with my injury, right? I'm already injured. I can't get injured anymore. Um, so here I am. Um, I have a nice heating pad on my butt, right in my back, because that's kind of the part the body that I injured at work. I'm not 20 years old anymore, and then these are the reminders that I'm not getting any younger, right? However, this is the reason that I trade, and it's yet another reminder on why it is a good strategy to trade and to invest in yourself and invest in your future, because anything can happen at any time, and just a good reminder, right, on why it is that I do invest and sell covered calls, cash secure puts. And yet, here I am. Yesterday was a bit of a painful day because it was the day after the injury. And so, what are you going to do? Took 3.5 hours to see a doctor. And then they finally saw me for 5, 10 minutes and said, well, we're going to have to see you again to see and monitor the situation. Here's some pain pills, which I'm grateful for because it was pretty painful. But now it's still painful. It's been around 48 hours since the injury. So at this point, I am nicely medicated. So if I say some off the wall shit, don't blame me. It's the medication. But anyways, I'm here. My wife was like, "What are you gonna go live for?" And I said, "You know what? I'm lying down on my bed, kind of sitting up on a heating pad, so the muscles in my back could relax, and I can get some comfort." But I was like, I can't. I have a nice, comfortable chair, a recliner, and I could do the same reclining on the chair. So, anyways, here I am. I'm gonna go live for like half an hour, not too long today. But I saw that the market. I made my trades already. Um, and I'm seeing that it's a bit of a downer day, right? However, because I've been selling cash secure puts and buying back my cash secure puts and selling some more, buying back covered calls, this is how I feel about today. I'm a little bullish um, on the market, although it is kind of a mixed bag, reddish day. So some would call it a red day, right? Um, Today is the day when you take advantage of what the market's giving you. I see that some stocks are down 5%, others 10. Um, this is when we take opportunity. I feel very bullish whenever it's healthy. The pullbacks on the market are healthy. You don't want stuff to just go up, right? That's scary. You go frothy very quickly like that. But whenever you have nice down days, it's when we get we get to see exactly what the stocks are worth, right? We get to see just how they react to a volatile or a red day, and see, if those stocks really do belong in your portfolio, and then how they stand up against the market. That's when you could take, a conservative approach, like cash secure puts, and say, hey, I've been looking at this stock for a few weeks or months now. It was a little, too much for me, and now it's pulled back, a couple of dollars or a dollar. Depends on the price, of course. But if it's a $10 stock and it goes down a dollar, now it's 9, and you're like, I would totally buy it at 8. And then you say, I'm going to tell the overall market, I'll for sure buy it at 8. Here's $800. I want some money for that. What is wrong with that? Worst case scenario, you get that stock at $8, which you wanted anyways, and you got paid for it. That's a cash secure put. Nothing more bullish than a cash secure put. And I will go toe to toe against anyone that has a different opinion, and I will argue this on any hill, and I will I will die on that hill, because there's nothing more bullish. Some people are like, well, you're just a bear, and you want stocks to go down and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no. Contrary to that, I am bearish, and I'm a bear by trade, but I just want stocks to come down to a healthy level, and then I like discounts. So there's nothing more bullish, right, than giving you my money up front, right, and saying, here, I am willing to buy your stock at that price. Can I have some money for my troubles? And for guaranteeing, instead of being one of those, people that sit on the screen looking at, like, how stocks are reacting, and in giant candles up or down, and then trying to buy at the lowest. You can't time the market. You can just take an approach where you will buy when the stock sells off real quickly, but it doesn't mean that the stock is not going to keep falling, right? And then they're like, oh, well, that's a falling knife. Yeah, but you could have just been patient, right? That's my approach. Anyhow, let's see what we got going today. Let's see who we got in the house. Good morning, guys, by the way. Good morning, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. The Savage of Wall Street is live once again. We got here Tom in the house. Tom is saying, Cousin Savage. Good morning, Tom. Moneymaker Juan is saying hello to my peoples. Charlie C2 is saying, hey, Savage. Hello, everyone. Hey, Charlie, what's going on? Hector, good morning. I hope your injury is not severe. Me too. Me too. It's I'm walking around painfully, yes, but it's a lower back type of thing, right? And I've never had a lower back injury. And what freaked me out is that, at first it didn't seem that bad, right? So I just kept working, and I just, I stretched a bit during a little break, and then I sat down because there was some downtime, and then I got up and walked around, and it really started to like bite. And it just kept getting worse and worse, right? So that's my cue to just, you go and you fill out some paper where you say, hey, just in case, let's feel, just better be covered, right? Than sorry. So, and then I went home. I came home, and I was kind of like, oh, I iced my back. I took some pain pills. And then I woke up 3 hours later because I was in pain. And then I took that first step, off the bed. And when I took that first step, I just felt a rush of blood through my back, and it really hurt. And I felt like a little shooting pain, and I was just like, okay, this is my cue. I think I need to call somebody. So anyways, went to the doctor, right. And got the ball rolling. We'll check back in a few days and monitor, see what happens. Hopefully it's nothing. I mean, my fingers are crossed. The busy part of the season is coming up for me, at least, the part of the year. And I like making money, man. I like working as much as possible, because the more I work now, the more, capital I generate, and the more that I can dump into my portfolios, right? That's just the way it works. And then once I meet a specific number, I can get comfortable and relax. But I don't think that's going to happen before I'm 50. I just want to dump as much as possible, into the market, and then the goal is to retire early, right? And so um, the wife is not, she decided to take a year off, and so that's working. But she's getting anxious, and especially with this little injury that I had. She's just basically saying that she's bored at home, and she is anxious. She does have an MBA, so she's kind of, yeah, she kind of wants to go back to work. So I mean, but you know what? When you trade, these are awesome decisions, right? I mean, we've been able to kind of offset, you know, her income with covered calls and cash secure puts, and it's worked. So and I think a couple of people on there on the live or the Discord, their significant others stop working as well, because now you can actually generate a whole income with your cash secure puts and covered call money. So the other person can dedicate more time to whatever it is that they do in their daily routine in life, right? So this is the freedom that that investing will bring you. This is the freedom that cash secure puts and covered calls bring me. And I just want to share that with you guys. And it's just, it feels kind of great to talk with your significant other about maybe going back to work, but they don't have to. But just the freedom, right? Some people just are stressed and they just don't have that freedom at all. And I wish that that everyone could. Anyhow, so Tom is saying cousin Savage, Moneymaker Juan, hello. Oh yeah, Mike is saying, hey, hi, get well soon. Me too, Mike. Me too. Good morning. Moneymaker Juan is saying, oh no, the pony is in the background. John Hapster saying, good morning. Good morning, John. How are you? Let's see. Bobby Atkinson says, the man, the myth, the legend. That's you, Bobby. All right. Just do what Roseanne did and blame it on the meds. Surely they won't kick you off the show for that. I mean, my show, I guess I could kick myself out. Oh, thank you. I got my coffee, guys.
You got a bagel too, but it's a little bit different.
I got a bagel. Oh, what?
I have been obsessed with these bagels.
Okay, I like that. Oh, wow. Awesome. Thank you so much. Wow, I love it. Thank you. All right. My wonderful wife just brought me a bagel. Look at that. I got a bagel. But see, in a Spanish household, we get creative. And she brought some bagel with little cream cheese and poppy seeds here, right? And it's got a little of brine red onions. And I don't know if you guys can see the egg. There's a little egg there, a little hard-boiled egg sliced, and some jalapenos. What? I like it. Ariel, here we go. So yeah, I don't think I'll do what Roseanne did, man. I mean, just she's a dork. Yeah, but whatever. Cousin Savage, Jay Gill is saying hello. Dude is here. What's up, dude? Mike W saying hopefully Unity dumps on earnings. You know what, Mike? They're probably gonna have good earnings. I think there will be some money that gets taken off the table. So I think profit taking is in order. And look for that. If they do have, it may just happen that they do have a really good earnings, but the market just decides to say, well, and then it goes down. I love a healthy pullback. If Unity can go back to 28, 27, I'll just sell some 2750s or some 27s out to like January 2026 or even 2027, bring in a chunk of cash, right? A big chunk of cash, and then see what it gives me. Hopefully, I'll get 33% anywhere from 20 to 35% back from a stock on leaps like that. It's pretty great. So I would definitely take advantage of a pullback. Let's see. Wing Commander is in the house. Tobin, what is up, my dude? What is up, man? Thank you for tuning in, guys. Jeff Glass is giving us the good old palm. What's up, Jeff Glass? Jeff S is saying good morning, Savage. Good morning, Jeff S. Uh, Bobby saying that once I hurt my lower back, it's well. So I did live. See, that's the thing. I lived with my legs, and it was a very heavy road case, and it took 4 people to lift, right? But and I think it's because I went from we were trying to go from grass over to like a track we had made in there, and just that you have to lift, and I think because the ground was wet and the grass was wet, I when I planted that foot and all that weight came in, my foot went to the side, and that's what caused that little tweak. Um, like I said, I don't think I felt it, and I was like, ooh, but I couldn't let go of that case because there were other people on, and it would have made it significantly heavier, right? And although um, I may seem scrawny, I'm actually a pretty healthy boy, so that would have been a lot of weight to let go, and then someone else would have gotten hurt, or it's just you gotta see it through sometimes, man. It was not that long of a it was not long of a lift. It was like 3 or 4 seconds, maybe. But it's just you have to be careful how you get onto these things and make sure that nobody's feet get hurt. But anyways, it happened, right? And I'm going to do my best to do my exercises, and I'm going to stretch. Although stretching really hurts right now, so I'm going to give it a few days. They gave me some muscle relaxers. They gave me some pain medication, and hopefully I'm back in, they say 4 to 6 weeks. I'm hoping it's less than 6 weeks, and closer to 4, but it's my body. I only get one of these, so I kind of have to be careful, right? I am going to use a weight belt. I am actually. Bobby's saying use a weight belt approach to support your lower back. I'm going to actually. Yeah, I'm not 20 anymore, right? So, and you always, it's one of those things where you get, you start with denial and say, I'm in my 40s and I'm stronger. I'm actually stronger now than I was in my 20s, but I'm also heavier. Um, but I don't work out 4 or 5 hours a day like I did in my 20s. I used to wrestle in college. So we would wake up, in the Division 1 school. So we would wake up at 5 in the morning, and from 5 to 5:30, it would be weight training and like conditioning. And then we go to class, right? And like I tried to be done with my classes by like 2:30 p.m. because at 3:30 we had practice from 3:30 to like 7 o'clock every day. And then I'd like to go take a nice after dinner. I eat it closer to 7. Then I will go for a run to burn off those calories. That's the wrestlers for you, man. So and that was every day, every single day during the winter. And then that was 7 days a week. Really, well, really 6 days a week. But on Sundays, we would hang out with the gang, right, with the other wrestlers, and we would play ultimate frisbee for like an hour, or we would we would do conditioning of different sorts, but we would always keep active, right? I'm definitely not 20 anymore, I'll tell you that. Let's see here. Bagel time. Yes, it is, Charlie. Yes, it is. Bobby saying dip into some NY salsa. No, no, no. New York salsa, bro. I'm from San Francisco, mind you. San Francisco, California has some of the best, if not the best, Mexican food in the country. Do you understand that? Like Mexico's right there. This used to be Mexico, by the way. So I mean, there's a lot of people that just stayed, because they were born here and their forefathers were born here, and they're like, you know, probably 1,000 years ago they were here. So they've been cooking spicy since then. They just kept it going. But yeah, like I'm excited to deep into this bagel, man. But first, I want to talk to you guys about these trades. Roaring Yitty is in the house. What is up, girl? Good to see you, man. Good morning. Dude is here. How we doing? Pullback, right the dip. You know what to do. I agree. Right, Cashier Cure puts on the dip, man. Um, they two alternate between heat and cold packs. They did. I started icing. I'm right now. I'm doing heat. to relax it at night, I do heat. I just did cold. Right now I'm doing heat again. Uh, gonna go for a little walking. Actually triggers my pain. They gave me a belt though, so and then I actually went to physical therapy yesterday because the hospital and the physical therapy center are next to each other, and they said we want to gauge where you're at and take some measurements. So like, great that you're here. And I was feeling comfortable. You know, my back wasn't hurting as bad, but then after physical therapy, it was fucking throbbing. And I told the lady, I mean, dude, are you supposed to make me feel better or worse? And she says, well, it does get a little aggravated, and sometimes she gets a little angry. And I'm like, I really want to say all these expletives, and I just to her face and be like, do you understand that I just got hurt? And you're like they didn't take X-rays, which I'm really weird. Like, I don't know if they should have taken X-rays, but the doctor she was like fairly confident there was not um some issue like a broken back issue or anything. She's like, I wouldn't be able to like talk to her. She's like, broken back really hurts, and like I wouldn't be able to walk. It'll be really swollen, although I feel it's a little swelling in there. But she says it was like a pretty bad sprain, if anything. So, I'm not the doctor. She's the doctor, so I'm gonna go with her experience, right? But I'm obviously taking it a little easier. Um, what were you carrying? I was carrying a road case, Roaring. Roaring Yiddy wants to know what was I carrying. It's a road case. So, I went to the Dead and the Grateful Dead concert in San Francisco, and it was awesome, absolutely awesome. John Mayer was there, Billy Strings was there. I mean, there was a lot of really great rock and roll and like good old bluegrass, country. I mean, you know, San Francisco gets this rap for like just being single-minded and just having like one specific type of music, and like everybody says, San Francisco is dirty and insecure, not secure. Um, Contrary, man, this was the most secure concert. There was like 70,000 people, every day. Um, Country music, bluegrass. I mean, it was a great, great concert. And then, John Mayer was there, and then he was just, I mean, he was surprised at how many people and just how beautiful the city is. The city is very, very nice. We got a new mayor a few months back, and this guy really has put his foot on the pedal. And San Francisco is beginning to come back, and people are starting to see how gorgeous it is. We had people from all over the world come and see the concert, and they had a great time. So, but yeah, I was working the concert, and then I pulled or lift a road case that has like a lot of different gear in it, and it's like a 250-pound road case, which is why it takes 3 to 4 people to lift it. Right? It's pretty heavy. Juan Velasquez is in the house saying good morning, everyone. Titty saying, ugh, I miss Cali food, best food except barbecue, which they suck at. Au contraire, mon ami. In Oakland, they have some amazing barbecue food. You're never gone. I grew up around folk, and they're very proud of their barbecue. And a lot of people come from they came from Mississippi. There was a big migration during the 50s and 60s from like Mississippi, from Missouri, Florida, Tennessee, over to Oakland. And a lot of those people brought their recipes with them. So you just got to know where to go, and that's the thing. And they're not going to advertise it to everyone because they don't want it to blow up. That's what they say. They don't want to blow up their spot. So they gatekeep a lot of stuff. But there's some really, really good places in Oakland that have some of the best barbecue you'll have. And I can say that because I've actually been to Missouri. I did mention that I was a wrestler back in the day, and we used to go to tournaments. So we used to go to tournaments all over. And I've been to Missouri, I've been to Mississippi, I've been to Texas. So I can say that. But not, I mean, I think Missouri had the best barbecue ribs I've ever had. Best barbecue chicken I've ever had was Texas. However, the best steak I've had in my life was Nevada. Don't shoot me, but there's this little, small steakhouse across the street from one of the casinos, right? And I'm not gonna say it because I want to gatekeep it, but it's excellent steaks, and so that's the spot. So Ricardo Canal saying Savage. Juan Velasquez saying, I know we write options, but I decided to buy SQQQ this morning that we will be having a visiting S&P at 6,000. Okay, so I do trade the SQQQ myself because whenever the Nasdaq goes really high, right? The SQQQ goes to like a 52-week low. I like to strike during those times myself, and if it keeps going lower, I just average. I dollar cost average, right? And so there's nothing wrong with having insurance, and it spikes. It'll spike quickly, and when it starts going up, the SQQQ starts going up. So for those of you guys that don't know, the QQQ, right, is obviously Nasdaq. Is pegged to the Nasdaq and how well it does. And if the Nasdaq goes up, the QQQ goes up, right? It's the tech one. But there's also inverse funds, right? The ones that do exactly the opposite. So that's the SQQQ, right? It's the short. I call it the QQQ, short QQQ. So that's the opposite. So whenever one goes down, the other one goes up. You can't always go up. So I strike whenever there's 52-week lows in the SQQQ. And I think that today would have been a good day. I did catch Sturgill Simpson, Jeff. Jeff Glass is saying, did you catch Sturgill? Dude, he fucking rocks. I didn't know much about Sturgill. I don't follow him, right? I'll be honest. But I have a friend that actually is an audio guy, and he toured with them. And he told me, that's my buddy. He fucking rocks. I'm like, really? All right, let me listen to it. And listen, I think other than obviously the Dead, right? I think Sturgill was my favorite, dude. I mean, I was just floored at how fucking great this guy performed. And he kicked ass. And I was very impressed. I'm a fan. So I'll be bumping Sturgill Simpson for the next few. I really liked it. Sturgill Simpson is awesome. So for you guys that, may like, country music, or for those of you that want to hear it, Sturgill Simpson is actually somebody that if you, put the playlist on Spotify as you drive, you may hear a couple of good songs, man. Roaring Yeti said, I figured it was something like a PA or a lighting system thing for the show. The gear is super heavy. Those are heavy too. There's a lot of audio and video gear that's really heavy too, though. It's just, especially if you talk about synthesizers and, there's like a lot of boom mics and a lot of equipment that's just like heavy on the bottom because it needs to be secured up top, right? And there's some audio racks that are extremely heavy as well. Those are top heavy, so you have to be careful because they'll fall easily, right? So let's see. Do the same, Juan. You can buy puts too. I like buying puts out of the money. Cheap puts on a stock. I think it's going down. You're gambling at that point, but I do the same. I do the same. I buy puts on Tesla. Tesla's the one that I really buy puts on because it's so up and down, and because of Elon saying stupid shit all the time. So it's just like a little insurance. That's the way you got to take it, right? Let's see. Jake Gill is saying, shout out to to KC for barbecue. Yeah, I was actually in Kansas City. That's what it was. Want to say thanks, dude. You're right about that, especially out of the money. St. Louis ribs are hard to beat. I don't know, man. St. Louis has some good ones. I agree, but I mean, I haven't had St. Louis ribs everywhere, but Kansas City was the one. So all right, here we go. Let's dip into this. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes, sir. So for those of you that follow, Webull had a nice little uptick today, and I bought some cash secure puts. I bought back some cash secure puts. Made a good 30%, 40% because they expire in September, and I'm gonna wait for a pullback. I see NVTS is down today, which is beautiful because I thought it was running too hot. I bought my cash secure puts yesterday actually on NVTS, and I'm glad I did because it just tagged today. Today's low was 624. It's already recovering. It's at 683, and I'm gonna look to get into September cash secure puts. I mean, you know what? A $7 cash secure put would not be terrible with NVTS. That's N as in, Nico, V as in Victor, T as in Tom, and S as in Sam. You could actually stink it and be, ask for 105 or $1 for a $7 cash secure put expiring in September. That's not terrible. You could also go more conservative. The stock at 682. You can go do $6 cash secure puts and ask for 50 cents. So put up $600 and get back 50. You're really buying at 550, and the stock would have to go down, almost $1 for you to put those shares. It can happen, and if you want the stock, I think that's also a good strike. Let's see here. The SQQQ I'm seeing, and it's up right now, which is wonderful. I did some. I actually bought some SQQQ $20 calls. So that's me gambling. But like I said, sometimes you got to do a little insurance. They expire in September 19th. So at this point, I'm just going to see what happens. I'm going to stay put. Let's see, Archer. Archer's down to $10.24. See, Archer would be a good to trade. This would be a good and nice little trade. Go to September 19th. $10 strike. Get $1. So that's 10% back right off the bat. Your stock is at 10.22. So you could do $9. Do a $9 cash secure put for, again, same strike date, September 19th. And then there's you can ask for 54 cents or 53 cents, meaning you put $900 up and you get $53, $54 back right off the bat. And you got to wait for September. You could do October. The $10 ones are giving you $128 on average. $128 for putting. That's 12.8%, right? If you go to October, not terrible at all. I like that. I like that move. You could do 9s and ask for 80 cents, or 78. Get $78 or $900 that you're putting up, and wait till October. Fold your arms. What's wrong with that? Nothing at all. AI, C3.ai is down a bit today. Well, technically it's up, right? But it was in the red for a second. It's 23.30. AI should not be down here, but it is. I would do 22.50s on AI. Absolutely. I do 203. Your $2,250 put. Why not? So you're basically getting them for $20.50. What is wrong having AI put to you at $20? Nothing wrong at all. It's a great company, good stock, and you can write on days it goes up 10-15%. And this stock goes up 10-15% often. So I don't see anything wrong with this. You want to take an even more conservative approach with AI? Do 22.50s for January and bring in $305. Ask for $310. on the stink side. You get $310 to put away $22.50 till January. What's wrong with that? Nothing at all. I like the October right better because you're getting $2 or more for 3 less months, right? So in an October you can do it again. Give yourself another 3 months and then bring in another $2. Let's see, RXRX. RXRX is down a bit. They had earnings, but you know what? They were even after earnings. It's just right now, I think it's just the overall market is dragging it down a bit. But I like RXRX here, man. Recursion Pharmaceuticals. It's a darling of mine, and I'm very bullish on it. And I would totally go to September. I would go with the $6 puts and dare them to put the shares to me. I would ask for 105 for the $6 cash secure puts. So you're getting the stock at $5.95. No, at $4.95. I'm sorry. So that's a great entry. That's a great entry point. You could go to January even, and if you want to be even more conservative, do $5 cash secure puts and bring in $1.10, $1.15. You're getting more than 20% back on your investment for putting up your money and having it parked there until January. What is wrong with that? No bank will give you that. All right, what do we got going here? Let's see what people are saying. Mike W saying my dogs say one pain and one relaxer, then lay flat on the hard surface. Works great. Yeah, it's it hurts on the hard surface right now, so I'm probably gonna try that today. My doctor also said that lying down on the bed is not good all the time, although it feels comfortable, but you want a little pain because you kind of want to pull that muscle back into action, right, and get that blood flowing. So I'm gonna try that today, though. It's been pretty painful the last few days, so right now it's not terrible, but I woke up and although I was just lying down doing nothing, I felt a little pain. I felt the pain there, and well, I say the little pain, but it was actually, moderate. And so, I just took a pill right now. That's where I'm eating. So we'll see what happens. Roaring is saying Kansas City hosts the American Royal World Series of Barbecue every year. I like it. Biggest barbecue competition in the world. Call some Kansas City barbecue. Sounds right to me. Bobby saying wrote $25 cash secure put on AI, good until 27. Took in 7. That's a wonderful write, Bobby. Bobby Atkinson is saying that he wrote a $25 cash secure put on AI, good until 2027. So he basically wrote a cash secure put expiring 2027, and they gave him $7 or $8 for his trouble. That's a kind man right there. That is a kind man giving his money to charity, saying, hey guys, I know this stock is wonderful. How about I'm kind enough to give you $2,500 right now, and you guys give me, a cut. And they said, oh, well, yes, thank you for being so kind. Here's $7, $8. So essentially, he could be buying that stock for under 20, which is a crime. He would be getting it like at 17 or $18. That is a great right. Great right, Bobby. Twilly Blade is saying, can I be a dumbass? What QQQ stands for? Yeah, let's look it up. It's Invesco QQQ. It tracks modified market cap weighted index of 100 NASDAQ listed stocks. The listed name for 100 QQQ is Invesco QQQ Trust. So that's what they're telling you. And quite honestly, I had never looked it up. I just knew that it was, the index that trades the 100 NASDAQ, the top 100 NASDAQ companies. And I knew it as QQQ. I have never been curious. But you can do the research and tell us. Maybe you can dive deep into it. Here we go. Roaring Yiddy saying, nice trade, Bobby. By the way, lion's mane mushrooms have been found in research studies to help repair and rewrite nerve paths. Lion's mane mushrooms, huh? Who would know? Let's see, lion's mane mushroom. Man, I love phones. I love having a computer in my hands. It's a computer. My phone is so powerful. Let's see, lion's mane mushroom. All right, I'm gonna look it up, homie. Thank you, home team. Juan Velasquez is saying, I just wrote the AI 2250 October and got 201. Easy money, Jenners. See, there it is. Bobby took the lead. Juan Velasquez took the lead. He just wrote an AI 2250 October expiry date, cash secure put, and he got $201 for his money. You guys tell me what's wrong with that? Absolutely nothing wrong with that at all, my friends. Here we go. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yep. The wife knows what she's doing. Rory Giddy is saying that she wrote a covered call on the Wolf. That is WULF. Terror Wolf. Ooh, it's down today, huh? It was a 480, it's recovering. Let's see here. 52-week low is $2.06. 52-week high is $9.30. It's a $4.90. I like it. Days like today is when you go in, guys. Although it hasn't pulled back 5% like I like it. It pulled back 2% today. But if this is a stock you've been eyeing, I see nothing wrong going with the October 450 cash secure puts. Try to bring it 62 cents. Ask for 62, 63 cents, basically $62, $63 on your $450 investment. Worst case scenario, you get put those shares obviously under $3, right? I like 370, 360. I like that. That's a good rate. You want to be even more conservative? You can sell a 450 to out to January. That's for $95. So let's see, you're basically getting, 450, that's 45, and 45 is 90. 95 would be a little more than that. So 21% back on your cash secure put. There's absolutely, you know what? I'm gonna write that right now. I want to sell 2. And I want to ask for 95. 2 cash secure puts, 450, 126, 116.26 expiry date. I'm going to put $900 away. They're going to give me $190 if this triggers. And they're out there. I'm trying to sell 2 Wolf 450. I read them with Wolf actually, and they basically are Bitcoin kind of peg, right? And they mining facilities, but in the United States. So I think that's cool. And they're fully integrated, environmentally clean Bitcoin mining facilities. I like it. I think it's got a future. I think Bitcoin's going to go to like $250,000. It's going to go to $500,000, but obviously it takes time. So you wrote a covered call for $6 strike. That's cool, Roaring. But today it's a cash secure put day type of situation. So let's see what happens. Mando5 is saying hi, everyone. What's up, Mando? Juan Velasquez saying, is there anyone in the group writing on PayPal? I feel they are turning around big. I was looking at PayPal, but I ended up going on onto a Square instead, and I took my money there. But yeah, no, PayPal's good, man. I mean, everyone's uses PayPal, right? And I think I think they're doing some good things, and let's look at what it does, right? If you've been eyeing it for a while and you think that it's a good entry point, do some cash secure puts on it. Nothing wrong with that. Charlie C2 saying wrote a Q562, 560 put contract this morning when the market was up. Pretty much right after I wrote, market started to drop. So the contract's for 18, but I'm back for 87. That's why I don't do it. See, it's just gambling a bit. I mean, it's too short a time frame. You guys like to play with 0 day till expiry and stuff like that, right? And I don't like that. I don't want people that are watching me to be riding so close to strike, right? As far as the date, and then just take that money and use it for cash secure puts in a company you've been eyeing that's like $4 or $5. RXRX is right there, right? So what's NVTS is down. Webull is that Webull is up today, but there's so many companies that are just ready. Rivian is down today. Today would be a great day for a Rivian cash secure put. I think going to October and doing the $12 cash secure put on Rivian for 110, that's a great rate. That's a great rate because those shares are going to go to $100 at some point. So anyhow, Simpletons, I would love to stay here and shoot the shit with you guys a lot longer, but I'm gonna take some pills and I have to kind of be a dad. My kids are running around, and today we gotta take them to school, and so probably gonna hit the road now. But I will be back live tomorrow, hopefully, and around 8:30 again. So look for me to go live tomorrow, and we'll keep talking markets. Let's see what the end of the day looks like. And I wish you guys success today trading, man. You guys are making some good trades. I like the way you guys are thinking, and let's keep it going. All right. Thank you for watching. I'm the Savage of Wall Street. My simpletons and degenerates. Thank you for tuning in. You guys have a great day, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. Roaring is saying I wrote the cover call on Friday. Wrote the cash secure put on Wolf for 450 strikeout to generate 163 premium. About some calls. Why are you buying calls? Why are you buying calls? Do cash secure puts. Cash secure puts. Don't gamble. Don't gamble. Unless those calls are like out to 2027, right? But at that point, the premium is so much that you might as well just buy the damn stock. But if you're going to buy the damn stock, get paid for it. Do cash secure puts. Juan saying, thanks, Savage. Have a great to see you. Thank you so much, Juan. Jay Gill saying, thanks, Savage. Charlie C. Time, thanks for the time, Savage. Roy Yiddy saying, overall, I pulled in about $1,000 and only paid $500 for the shares. That's great. I like to hear that. All right, Simpletons and Degenerates. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys take care. Peace.